Hey guys, Albert the Truth Telling Alligator. What's up, bro? I don't usually see you on these streams. Six people, guys, please hit the like button. Jump into the chat whenever you'd like. I'm going to see if today is going to be a slow show or not. I'd make a decision based off of that. I don't know. If I want to do this or do one of my MobTube shows. So I got to see. 20 people, that jumped up quick. Guys, please hit the like button and jump in the chat whenever you'd like. And we can commence arguing, because that's all these shows ever turn into. This is probably a bad prompt up here. Let me see. Nope. No, that's not going to cut it. There you go. I'll keep that. MAGA are done defending pedos. Why you say that? I don't believe they are. I don't believe they'll ever stop as long as Trump is a pedo, and that'll be forever. So, I don't know, man. Sounds like wishful thinking to me. Andrew got arrested today. Who's that again? Like the former Prince Andrew? Who? Democrats are scum. Tell me why, end of town. Why do you say such a thing? It's hurtful. Why would you say that? I mean, it's your party that's protecting the pedos. Satan would have raised such amazing, wouldn't have raised such amazing children. What's amazing about any of them? Are you kidding me? They were like him. They were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. They're scumbags, all of them, including Ivanka. She just happens to be smoking hot, but that doesn't make up for her evil. Fuck out of here. Amazing children. Yeah, right. Not one of those kids has accomplished a single fucking thing on their own. And Don Jr. is a raging cocaine addict. Which is fine, but I know you know, because we're talking about Trump's children, you'll bring up Hunter somehow. They lie? How so? Can you tell me what they've lied about? I'm just curious. Can you please tell me the specific crime that Donald Trump committed, keeping in mind that in America we have the presumption of innocence? As far as what? I mean, 34 counts of falsifying business records to cover up another crime? That's what he's a convicted felon for. What are you looking for exactly? Yeah, I agree. Oh, see, so that's the problem, end of town. You say they lie, and then when I say about what, you can't tell me anything. You know that Donald Trump lied 30,000 times in his first term? Yeah. Yeah, they're all scumbag. Every one of those fucking kids, including Barron's, a piece of shit. You're a raging anime porn addict. That's obvious. Well, first of all, your would be Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. Secondly, I have no idea what anime is. And I'm a happily married man with a beautiful wife. You have no brain, bro. Get those clicks, a-hole. What are you trying to rhyme there? You a rapper? Fuck off, Andy. You wouldn't debate me, that's for sure. In the files, the P-H-I-L-E-S. What is? As far as pedo. Oh, well, there's a whole lot of accusations going back to 1996. And you don't necessarily, for me to form an opinion, I don't have to have a jury tell me that I'm right. In my opinion, he's a pedo, and I have tons of reasons to believe that. So And he was found civilly liable for raping E. Jean Carroll. Now, she was an adult, but you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. If somebody commits those types of crimes, can you really put kids past them? And he did say about a 10-year-old girl, I'll be dating her in 10 years, and, you know, all the stuff about wanting to fuck Ivanka and all that. Trump is a legend, yeah, sure. Why don't we just make shit up? I don't know what you're referring to. And you guys and heard ever lie. And you guys and heard ever lie. What the fuck? Bernie Sanders just got done with a live rally in North Carolina, which I watched on YouTube. It's great to see a politician who can actually speak coherently without ranting. I know. Don't you miss it? God, the days of Obama, man. Accusations, yes, and you guys are quick to call anybody you don't like a pedo. Like you'll say Biden's a pedo. You'll say that Obama wasn't, born in America. You'll make all types of claims about politicians you don't like. But when it comes to Trump, it's like, whoa, we're gonna need to see some proof on that. You know what I mean? Yeah. What was Biden, fool? What was Biden? You were talking about ruining someone's reputation by calling him a pedo based on accusations with no actual proof. No, there's proof. There's proof. And Donald Trump provided it to us with his own words. So it's not just me, Samuel. The whole fucking country thinks he's a pedo. Let's face it. Even you do. You know you do. Is that right? I'm not surprised. I don't know. Who knows what they'll deny anything. Who knows? Well, I don't know. I don't know the exact statistics, but again, with Trump, if this was one girl just coming out and saying something that's never been said about him, and it didn't happen until he was running for president, fine. This goes back 50 years, him being accused of sexual assault, of whether it's children or adults. I mean, this is throughout his entire lifetime. So, yeah, when you see shit like what's in the Epstein files, yeah, you'd be doing yourself a favor by just believing it because chances are it's true. Oh, is that right? I've never seen him. King Trump doesn't give a fuck what liberals think. Oh, yes, he does. He gives a fuck what everybody thinks. He's the most insecure man in the world. Well, that's according to you, but he doesn't. Obama was a slave. That's nice to say. Obama's the most racist person in the world. Oh, yeah? How so? What did he say about white people that was racist? Could you tell me? Because I'm assuming that's what you mean. He's racist towards them. What did he say? Yes, they deny that too, even though Donald Trump said it himself. Trump just looks like a pedo. There's that too. They all kind of suck. LOL, kind of dumb to focus on one person being Satan. Well, when one person is light years worse than the rest, I don't think it is. You know, there's no politician that compares to him. None. Danny, well, tell me what I'm lying about. Don't just say I'm lying. Tell me what I'm lying about. You too, Soothing Sounds. Tell me what I'm lying about. It's not true, Charles. If not for the Democrats, the files would still be buried. Donald Trump did not just release the files. And by the way, there's 50 terabytes of files that haven't been released yet because Trump won't release them. It's amazing to me that you guys don't know this, but there had to be a law passed called the Epstein Files Transparency Act because Trump refused to release the files. You know? He did not just release the files. He's refused for the past almost year. No, we don't call everyone guilty without proof. We call Trump guilty, and there is proof. There is proof. That's not true. Here's some evidence. Check this out. Tell me you don't see pedo-like behavior in this video. And don't worry about the news clips. Worry about what Trump is saying with his own words.
Charges that Jeffrey Epstein was running a sex trafficking ring in the early 2000s that included underage girls as young as 14 years old.
Donald Trump in 2002 said of Epstein, he's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side.
He routinely spoke fawningly of Jeffrey. He admired Epstein's lifestyle.
Your daughter, she's beautiful. Can I say this? A piece of it.
Yeah. She's actually always been very voluptuous.
What does Tiffany have of Marlon?
She's got Marlon's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this blood yet.
You were playing tennis and you came off the court. Quote, look at that piece of I would love some of that. It so happened that Trump was referring to Cohen's then 15-year-old daughter, Samantha.
I had the impression that he was interested in younger women and that, you know, women would age out for him.
Miss Teen Universe? Yeah, that's like giving Jeffrey Dahmer a cooking show.
I'll go backstage before a show, and everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I standing there with no sweat.
Donald Trump is heard making questionable comments about a young girl.
You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years.
A lawsuit against the presumptive GOP nominee alleges he raped a girl when she was 13 years old.
Prince Andrew answering questions for the first time about his friendship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
I don't know Prince Andrew, but it's a tough story.
Trump has been photographed with Prince Andrew as far back as the year 2000.
Ghislaine Maxwell is accused of helping Epstein sexually abuse underage girls.
I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well.
You know about sexual predators and things like that. I mean,
you are one.
All right, I was going to say that, but it's true.
There you go. I wonder why he lied about knowing Prince Andrew. He said maybe, 6 years ago, 7 years ago? I don't know Prince Andrew. I never met him. And then what do you know? There's pictures of them together going back 20 fucking years. Ain't that some shit? Wow. I wonder why he lied about that. Get me at least one email, please. I will wait. What does that mean, Digital Warrior? What emails are you looking? You're looking for emails? What? I don't even understand what you're talking. Why are you looking for emails? Biden is a pedo by showering with his own child, who is a junkie now. The Dems had 4 years to release the files, but Trump did. Wow, that's amazing. So Ashley Biden herself said he never did anything to her like that. She said it herself in a letter to a judge, and she introduced him at the DNC last summer and said some beautiful things about him. And there's no proof that Ashley Biden's a junkie. And the Dems couldn't release the files because if they could have, you got to ask yourself, why didn't Trump release them when he had them before Joe Biden was in office? But of course, you won't ask that. And Trump did not release shit. Trump was forced. The DOJ was forced to release the files. Trump's been covering them up. They were forced. Do you understand? There's a law in place that made them do this, that made them do it. They were breaking the law too, by the way, because they missed the deadline. And now they're still breaking the law because the Epstein Files Transparency Act says all records must be released unredacted, except for in the case of victims' names. And they won't release them. Yes, it is. Of course it is. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He never went to the FBI after Epstein. Jesus Christ. Every show, it's the same things. He never went to the FBI after Epstein. That never happened. And he didn't kick. We found out now from the files that he didn't kick Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago. First of all, Epstein's lawyer is quoted in the files saying that Donald Trump told him he was never a guest at Mar-a-Lago. He was never sorry, my wife just texted me. It distracted me. He was never a guest at Mar-a-Lago or a member at Mar-a-Lago. He was a guest and he was never asked to leave. Plus, there's an email showing that Jeffrey Epstein had dinner with Donald Trump on December 28th, 2017. It would be disheartening to read these comments from people who know Trump is a child rapist and just don't care. It's sick, I say. would be because of so many of them are bots from foreign AI bot farms. Well, we don't know which ones aren't, but believe me when I tell you, everybody knows he's a pedo, including them. They just can't say it. Think about it. How could they admit he's a pedo? They support him. They are draped in his merch. They are obsessed with him. They like beat off the pictures of him. They are obsessed. He is their entire identity. What happens if they ever had to admit that he's a pedo? I mean, they can't do it. I'm waiting on a single email correspondence and not more unverified reports to FBI or conversations about Trump campaign. So what email? So in other words, you're looking for something that you know most likely doesn't exist. And so what you're doing is, oh, there's evidence and there's more evidence and there's more evidence. But I say that's not enough evidence, and show me, unless you show me an exact piece of evidence that I'm looking for. So what you're saying is you want to see emails where Donald Trump is admitting to pedophilia. You do know there's multiple emails from Jeffrey Epstein to Michael Wolff and Ghislaine Maxwell, where Epstein says Trump knew all about the girls. He's the dog that hasn't barked yet. He spent hours at my house with victim alone. Just him and the victim. There's stuff like that, right? So what exactly? Tell me exactly what you're looking for, because you guys are so disingenuous. You're not a red-blooded American. You're a scumbag traitor. That's what you are. Oh, am I hurting your feelings about your fucking leader? Oh, look, they're getting upset. No, this is the truth. The fairy tale that's being told is you guys telling yourselves that this lifelong Democrat billionaire somehow cares about you. That's the fairy tale. No, it's not true at all. He was never asked to be deposed. Most of them weren't. And he spoke to the lawyer, but the lawyer never said what he gave him. He just said he was helpful. So that could mean that Trump said, yeah, I was at so-and-so date at so-and-so time. Boom. That's helpful, and he only took that call to avoid a deposition. You know that, because he can never do depositions about pedophilia and rape because, he's never sued anyone who's accused him of that. Isn't that funny? He sues everybody. Everybody he can sue, he sues. But Elon Musk says, truth bomb, Trump is in the Epstein files. Richest man in the world Trump could have sued. And he was like, nah. Katie Johnson accused him in 3 different lawsuits of raping her. Brutally. Nah, I'm not going to sue her either. All the other women. E. Jean Carroll. Nah, why sue her? And I don't want to hear shit about, because they don't have nothing. You don't know that, first of all. And second of all, that's not the only reason people sue. People sue to clear their name. And Elon Musk is the richest man in the world, and he didn't sue him. What is this? Hold on, let me find this. We can actually show you the emails of him being FBI informant. Where's your proof? Okay. My email is fatbalditallian@gmail.com. Send them to me now, because they do not exist, you lying motherfucker. They don't exist. If they did, believe me, I'd have them. They don't exist. Emails of him being an FBI informant. That's the first time I've heard that bullshit story. Let me see. Why are Christmas turkeys full of shit? I don't understand. Aren't they filled with like stuffing and shit? 2019 FBI interview with former Palm Beach police chief who alleges Trump called him after the department launched an investigation into Epstein and said, yeah, after it became public that there was an investigation and everybody knew it, he called the chief of police, and his exact words were, and that was his friend, by the way, the chief of police in Palm Beach, thank goodness you stopped him. We all knew about his crimes for years, which is pretty interesting, right? Because he never went to law enforcement on Epstein, not even with that phone call. But he knew what he was doing for years, and he just happened to have been best friends with Epstein for 10 years. So he admitted to that cop that he knew Epstein was a pedo. He never gave information. All he said was, Ghislaine is evil, focus on her. That's it. There's nothing in that phone call that is him providing information or acting as an informant or anything of the sort. He never gave information on Epstein. Isn't that some shit? But he knew he was a pedo all those years. There's records in the files that he turned in Epstein, you dope. No, there isn't. There isn't. Yeah, tell me the document number. I'll look it up right now. I'll go in the DOJ. I mean, I'm sure. Because you know what's funny, Danny? This is how you should know. Even if you heard this, you probably heard this from some hillbilly friend of yours. So you go around repeating it like a fucktard. But if Donald Trump had turned in Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump would never shut the fuck up about it. He always wants to be some sort of hero. Imagine if he could say, it's because of me he got arrested, or it's because of me there was an investigation. He would never shut the fuck up about it. It would be on Truth Social. It would be on X. It would be on news conferences, press conferences, fucking cabinet meetings. He'd be talking about it. Trump has never said he turned in Epstein. I wonder why. Yeah. We don't. You do on the right. We fight against them, as you can see. His board of peace speech. I know. It's full of shit. That's another point, Shane Cody, but he did. Now, Whoopi Goldberg is not. I think you're confusing Jeff Henson being mentioned. Like Janis Joplin, Kurt Cobain, Marilyn Monroe were mentioned in the files. Nobody believes they did pedo stuff. They put out a list of anybody who is named so they could muddy the waters and be like, see, it's no big deal Trump was named. The thing is, Whoopi Goldberg was not accused of anything illegal, of any was accused of pedophilia multiple times, numerous times. So. Let me see. Trump best president ever? Sure. Guys, you know what's funny when people say stuff like this? First of all, I do politics shows and Trump is the president of the United States. So me talking about him being weird to them just goes to show you how retarded they are. You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck should I be talking about? You jackass. That's number one. Number two, you guys to this day are obsessed with Joe Biden. You'll still tell us to this day how Joe Biden stole the election and all this other horse shit. You know what I mean? I say Trump, you say Biden. I say Trump didn't release the files right away. You say Biden didn't release the files. I say Trump subpoena. You say, oh, Ashley Biden's diary. You FJB, remember the shirts, FJB, let's go Brandon, all the dumb chants. You guys are so funny because you forget that you were talking about Joe Biden just as much as if not more, as I do about Donald Trump. Yeah, it's not speculation. There is proof. I just showed you some. There's proof and there's evidence. There is. Plus, you don't even know what might happen soon. There's one of the accusations in the files. There was a girl whose friend reported that she was forced to give Trump oral at one point, and she bit him by accident, and he hit her afterwards, right? What was I going to say? They put it in the files as unverified. Okay. By the way, guys, please hit the like button and subscribe. And if you can, throw a super chat into the mix. I got to make some money. I'm probably going to cut the show short and go do one of my other live streams. So if you can. Anyway, they just found out about this woman that sued the Epstein estate. She was interviewed by the FBI in 2019. She sued the Epstein estate and she won millions of dollars in 2020. Well, some journalists did some digging and guess what they found out? That girl that won millions from Epstein in a lawsuit is the same girl that supposedly bit Donald Trump, and Epstein was there. In her accusation, it says he was there too. So that means she had evidence. You don't just win millions of dollars in a lawsuit, especially when you're suing a guy who's worth $500 million. Okay. So you don't know what might come out. You don't know. Let me see. Trump did say what? What did Trump say? What did Trump say? Because I guarantee you, if you're going to say that he said he turned in Epstein, he never said that. He never said that, guys. You lie through your fucking teeth. You do. Oh, we don't know her name yet. The journalist knows her name. He compared all biographical information between the woman that won the lawsuit and the woman in that accusation, and it's the same woman. So the FBI knows her name. Plus some other shit went on where she had pictures of Trump and Epstein and herself, and she wanted to crop Trump out, and the FBI asked why, and she said she was scared for her life, all types of shit. So this is all going to come out. All right. All right. So in the files, I can read you the accusation here. I'm going to explain this to the best of my ability. All right. All right. Her name is blocked out, so it says redacted. Well, it doesn't say redacted. It's a black line over the name. Redacted reported an unidentified female friend who was forced to perform oral sex on President Trump approximately 35 years ago in New Jersey. The friend told Alexis that she was approximately 13 to 14 years old when this occurred, and the friend allegedly bit President Trump while performing oral. I don't want to say the whole thing over and over. It's not good. The friend was allegedly hit in the face after she laughed about biting President Trump. The friend said she was also abused by Epstein. So the girl who supposedly bit him, the girl that was forced to do that for Trump, it turns out is the same person as a woman who sued Jeffrey Epstein and won millions of dollars from his estate in 2020. And this is all based on, like what's in the files here is information that was given by a friend who called and told them about this girl. But a journalist took the girl, the victim, and this woman who sued Epstein in 2020 and compared all their biographical information. Like, for example, she has 2 crimes on her record, and they both have the same crimes in the same place on the same dates. So that person has evidence. There's no question about it because they won a lawsuit. Uncle Dut 199 MAGA doesn't understand nuance. No. They don't even know how to spell it. They don't even know the word. They've never heard it before. So that girl sued Epstein and won. Wow. Yeah. Won millions. Yep. So if she had evidence to beat, to win against Epstein, then she has the same evidence on Trump, I'm sure. Because during when the FBI was interviewing her, she had some pictures, and I might get a detail or two wrong about this story, but the general gist of it is she had some pictures the FBI wanted, and she said, well, can I crop somebody out? And they said, who? And it was Donald Trump. And they said, well, why do you want to do that? Because I fear for my life. It's one thing to go after Epstein. It's another thing to go against him, which is right on, on point with what other women have done. Katie Johnson, same thing. She sued Trump for raping her, and she immediately started getting death threats and getting, her house vandalized and, all types of stuff. So the woman was terrified, but that doesn't mean that she might not come out now since this has been figured out. Well, yeah, that's because quite obviously they would never put her name is redacted in the files. I just showed that to you. And the journalist who investigated this didn't put her name out. It doesn't mean it's bullshit. We don't know her name for good reason. You know what I'm saying? She's a victim. We're not supposed to know her name, you stupid ass. This info has literally been all over the news for like 3 days now. This was discovered about 3 days ago, and everybody has been talking about it. And the fact that you guys don't know this, well, I guess it's not real surprising to me, but you're obsessed with Trump. Yeah. My channel's about Trump, and I talk about Trump. Ain't that some shit? That's crazy, right? You'd think I'd be talking about something else. Read your Diddy O files. Okay. The left-wing news is going to report left-wing shit. And well, listen, if you want to say that to some extent, sure, but not like Fox. Fox literally keeps all this shit from you, so you're stupid, so you don't know what's going on. That's why when you guys come in here, the whole fucking world is reporting the same stories every day, except for Fox. And you come in here and you hear me saying these things that the majority of people in this country or world have heard about. You're like, what? What do you mean? When? Where? Where'd you hear this? Everybody's heard it. It's every fucking where. The guy's name is Solenberger or something like that. His last name, Ron Solenberger, something like that, the journalist. Let me see. You lie so much, Democrats would have released the files if this was true. Well, let me ask you something. You guys believed for years that there was Pizzagate, right? That the Epstein files were actually about a cabal of Democrat elites that were, running a pedo ring out of a pizza parlor basement. So let me ask you, why didn't Trump release those? I'm going to go to the bottom and see your answer. Why didn't Trump release those files to ensure himself a win in the 2020 election? Why not? Or the 2024 election? Sabrina Merrick, $2 super sticker. Thank you, Sabrina. Say that again. Wait a minute. Wait, let me see. I watched CNN. I haven't dare them say it. They had to report that he cut ties with Epstein. There's no proof he cut ties with Epstein. As a matter of fact, there's more proof now that he didn't. Federal rape charge. First of all, jackass, what would make him federal? No, like in the E. Jean Carroll case, if a statute of limitations is up, you can't be tried criminally. So that's why people sue. Donald Trump owes E. Jean Carroll like $90 million because he was found civilly liable for raping her. You dummy. What the fuck, man? Holy shit. It's sometimes it's hard to believe that you guys know so little. I swear to God, it is. Yeah, well, don't tell them. Don't tell them. I want to see what their answer is. Sure. Whatever you say. Yeah, Pizzagate is false. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and anything that might have been going on turns out was the Republicans. Bannon and Epstein made up QAnon. It's in the files. Yes. Yep. Bannon, your boy Steve Bannon, the big Trump supporter. Steve Bannon is in there. It turns out for years he was trying to help Epstein rehab his image because Epstein was a pedo, and Steve Bannon didn't want him to be seen as a pedo. That's nice, right? And Howard Nutlick brought his children to Epstein's island. Elon Musk was begging to go to the island, and it appears that Epstein turned him down, which is hilarious. If Trump is so evil, why it's under him all the evil is coming out? Wow, that's a hell of a way to word something. No, Obama didn't seal the files, you jackass. All the files weren't even there until 2019. What are you talking about? No, it's very simple. And you guys could look this up anywhere and you're going to get this answer. Look it up anywhere. When Ghislaine and Epstein got busted, it was like 2019, right? And then Epstein, whatever happened with him. And then Ghislaine Maxwell got prosecuted. She got prosecuted under Trump. She was convicted under Biden. Now, immediately after she got convicted, her case went on appeal. And it was an open case still, not just because of that, but because the FBI said that they were still getting information sent to them, tips. There was ongoing investigations. And of course, the litigation with Prince Andrew and all these other things. Plus, Ghislaine Maxwell's case stayed on appeal until January 2024. So the first time the Epstein files could be released is in July 2025 when Pam Bondi said, we're closing the case. The Epstein case is closed. No further investigations, right? Except Trump refused to release the files till some Democrats forced a vote on the House floor. Well, 214 Democrats and 4 Republicans. Yeah, released a vote on or forced a vote on the House floor to pass the Epstein Files Transparency Act. And in the House and Senate, veto proof, there's nothing Trump could have done about it. Trump tried. You could listen to Marjorie Taylor Greene, any interview she's given in the last 2 months or so. She speaks about how Donald Trump called it a hostile act when she was going to sign this petition to get the files released. And then he told her, there's a lot of friends of mine that'll get hurt. Meanwhile, he's talking about himself and his friends. Then Lauren Boebert, the day the last signature on the petition was signed, Lauren Boebert was called into a secret meeting, a private meeting with Donald Trump. Of course, the media finds out, they always do, but a private meeting with Donald Trump and some of his advisors and stuff. And he literally begged Lauren Boebert to take her name off of the petition. And he told her pretty much the same thing. There's friends of his in the files that'll be hurt. But it wasn't up to him anymore. So the Epstein Files Transparency Act said all of the files, unredacted, have to be released by December 19th. Trump refused again. And it was weeks until we got a little bit of files. And that was only 12,500 files. And there was so much pressure that eventually they had to release about 3 million. Now we find out this is only 2%. There's 50 terabytes more of the files, and Todd Blanche and Pam Bondi, Todd Blanche, by the way, being not just the deputy attorney general, but Trump's ex-defense attorney, said, we ain't releasing them, period. We're not releasing them. And they're letting Democratic congressmen go see the unredacted files, except they get about 2 hours at a time. There's only 4 computers, so it'll take a fucking lifetime for them to see everything. So... no, this is verified. Well, whatever you say, whatever you want to say. The journalist, he figured this all out. I see. E. Jean Carroll's a liar. Well, I'll tell you what. If she was, Donald Trump would have sued her, and he didn't. He didn't sue her. Matter of fact, after she won the judgment, which I think was like $5 million or something for the actual grape. He said she was lying, and she sued him and won another $92 million fucking dollars. So you got to understand, E. Jean Carroll had witnesses. She had people testify and corroborate her story. People had said, she called me after it happened. She told me the whole story. A jury of Trump's peers that was picked out by Trump's lawyers said that he's civilly liable. That's it. Pam Bondi said the system would crumble if they went after everyone. And that sounds like something to me. What does that sound like to you guys? What was it? Drain the swamp, I believe. Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, Trump can drain it right now, except, he's at the head of it. Carl Grimes, $20. How does it feel, MAGA, that for decades you voted to expand tax code 179, forcing taxpayers to pay the taxes on private yachts and jets, paying for the damn crew and fuel too? You gave the Epstein class their tools. Yes. They don't know that. They're too stupid. They're worried about poorer people that are poorer than them. And the $37 a year they pay into like food stamps and stuff. They're not worried about the $700 a year they pay to corporations, corporate subsidies, everything else, and the fact that they pay more in taxes because the Republicans constantly give billionaires more and more tax breaks. Thank you for the $20. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, it's the same thing. The judge himself said in criminal court, it would have been rape. It's just in the civil case, they consider it sexual abuse or sexual assault. So it's the same thing. I did in the beginning of the show. Let me see. I didn't say there was Epstein and Trump emails. There's files, there's emails between Epstein and Michael Wolff and Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell going back years. And there's 30,000 of them. And Trump is named over 1,600 times in the emails. And one of them said that Trump knew about the girls and that he was at Epstein's house alone. It just said with victim for hours. Then there's another one where he said he's the dog that didn't bark yet, meaning he's the one that didn't give information yet, which is what I've been trying to tell you. There's a lot of damning shit there if you actually look. But let's be honest. You guys don't want to find anything out. You just want to live in your right-wing media bubble and believe whatever suits your narrative. They're all on the Epstein files. First of all, you spelled there wrong. I'll just say that. Secondly, that's what we call a cop out. That's like, well, we don't want to talk about the fact that Trump is in there, so we'll say we're all in there. Meanwhile, who is? Who? Let me see. The first time, Bush. The second time, Obama, actually. The second time, Trump. But that doesn't mean anything. Trump didn't get him arrested, bro. Remember, Trump hated his FBI then? Do you forget? And his attorney general? I think you forget. Yeah, anybody spamming the chat, guys, just repeating the same thing over and over, do me a favor and just block the living shit out of them. Thank you. That shit's obnoxious. Let me see. All right, let me get to the bottom. That's why you don't see any emails directly from Trump to Epstein. Well, nobody would expect there to be any emails directly from Trump to Epstein. Epstein in his black book had 13 different types of contact information for Donald Trump. 13. They had no problem getting a hold of each other. They didn't have to email back and forth. And plus, their friendship mainly took place in the 90s. So what email? And in the early 2000s, how many of you were emailing then all the time? I know I wasn't. No. I never said that. I read the files pertaining to Donald Trump, Steve Bannon, Elon Musk, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, all those. Nobody could read all three. And honestly, 75% of them are redacted anyway, because again, Trump is refusing to let us see the information in them. Guys, do me a favor. Please hit the like and subscribe. And if you can, throw a super chat into the mix. It would help me greatly. Trump is really Satan. He is evil. He is pure evil. Chris Hansen versus Predator. Wow. $2. Think the new focus on Zorro Ranch goes anywhere? I don't even know too much about. That's Les Wexner, right? I don't know. Trump never used emails. Yeah, you got to remember, Trump can't read and write. Okay, so I don't think he could write emails if he wanted to. Oh, shit. How do these Republicans still defend that chomo? Because they're chomos too, I have to agree with the man who said this guy's brain's filled with spaghetti. Yes, he is filled with a ton of TDS sauce. Well, any of you can call in at any given time and debate me on this stuff, and you can show me how stupid I am. You know what I mean? Sabrina, thank you for the $5. Very, very much. Any of you can call in and debate me anytime. Okay, which ones? Tell me who, Jeff Henson. I'll wait at the bottom here. Tell me who other than Bill Clinton. Who? Yeah, because, I don't believe in Satan, right? It's obviously what this means is pure evil. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in Satan, you dope. It's funny. Everything has to be spelled out for you guys. He appears in the Epstein files more times than there were words in the Bible. Well, I know he's in the files more times than Jesus is mentioned in the Bible, and more times than Harry Potter is mentioned in the entire Harry Potter series. That's fucking crazy. Guys, hit the like and subscribe. If you're a good guy, I'd appreciate it very much. If you're a bad guy, I don't care what you do. Bill Gates. Yeah, Bill Gates is in there for having sex with a Russian hooker and possibly catching an STD. So a woman of age. And besides, he's not a Democratic politician. If anything, maybe he supports them or he's a voter. No. Listen, David, the bottom line here is that you guys don't know anything, and you know that I do, and you're scared to death to debate me because every time one of you tries, I fucking annihilate you. You know what I mean? So again, don't make up excuses for why you won't debate. Just say you're a pussy. You know what I mean? We know. Everybody knows. Oh yeah, what facts am I ignoring? Stupid. Yeah, no shit, man. I told you, man, the religious right, bro. I've never met one that isn't pure evil. Well, you apparently do, because you could be watching something else right now, but you're watching me. Trump wants to be Satan, wants to be Hitler. He's just a disgusting piece of shit wannabe. I agree. Boxing fan as MOB. God bless. Thank you for the $2, man. I appreciate you. Funny you say Trump, but all those clowns are in the same game. But we can't just close our eyes and say Obama and Biden were saints. Biden couldn't even walk. Not sure you're doing shows. Not sure doing your show from your mom's home. Well, I mean, again, just because you say something doesn't make it true. This is my home I share with my wife. And my mom passed away a few months ago, and I took care of her for the last about 6 years. I'm a grown man who makes a very good living, and I'm just, happen to be more well-informed than you guys, And as far as Biden, I don't know. I guess you're saying he's not able to walk or so. Look at this.
Ladies and gentlemen, once he gets to the
I'm going to show you real dementia. Listen to the question Trump is asked twice and listen to his answer.
Okay, please, in the back.
Dana Marie McNichol, Fox News Channel. Mr. President, is there an expected time frame that detainees will spend here, days, weeks, months? And does that have anything to do with the immigration judges you just spoke about being trained and staffed here?
When you say, what was the first part of your question?
Is there a specific time frame you expect the detainees to spend here? Days, weeks, months?
In Florida?
Yes, here at Alligator Alcatraz.
I'm going to spend a lot. Look, this is my home state. I love it. I love your government. I love all the people around. These are all friends of mine. They know them very well. I mean, I'm not surprised that they do so well. They're great people. Ron has been a friend of mine for a long time. I feel very comfortable in the state. I'll spend a lot of time here. I want to, for 4 years, I've got to be in Washington, and I'm okay with it because I love the White House. I even fix up the little Oval Office. I make it, it's like a diamond. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It wasn't maintained properly, I will tell you that. But even when it wasn't, it was still the Oval Office, so it meant a lot. But I'll spend as much time as I can here. My vacation is generally here because it's convenient. I live in Palm Beach. It's my home. And I have a very nice little place, nice little cottage to stay at, right? But we have a lot of fun, and I'm a big contributor to Florida, pay a lot of tax. And a lot of people move from New York, and I don't know what New York is going to do. A lot of people moved to Florida from New York, and it was for a lot of reasons, but one of them was taxes. The taxes are so high in New York, they're leaving. I don't know what New York's going to do about that, because some of the biggest, wealthiest people and some of the people that pay the most taxes of any people anywhere in the world, for that matter, they're moving to Florida and other places. So we're going to have to help some of these states out, I think. But thank you very much. I'll be here as much as I can.
Yeah. Tell me more about how Joe Biden had dementia. Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, you on the YouTube live?
Yeah.
Yeah, I made the comment about the spaghetti there.
Oh, that's super clever. You're brilliant.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to talk, or did you just call in to sit silently?
I mean, you guys gave us the number.
Yeah. Do you want to talk? Are you actually going to
it.
say stuff? Go ahead. Move on. Say something. Jesus Christ.
Well, my question is, why are the mods removing people that are making legitimate claims?
Because they're not making legitimate claims. You wouldn't know a legitimate claim if it smacked you on your fucking eyeballs. Okay, you're just talk shit. You called names and stuff, and they got wrenches, so they can block whoever they want.
I called no names. I made no violation of the claim.
Okay, so why don't you get on to the claim you made? Go ahead. Yeah. Okay. What the fuck, man? Holy, that's what happens when somebody calls in. Yeah, that's because most people have enough brains to realize that I don't mean actually Satan. I mean like pure evil, you stupid fuck. Smart people don't believe in Satan, dopey. I'm talking to smart people, not you. Oh my God. Joey. Oh, I'm sorry. Jake Yeet. $5. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you very much. Oh, thank you, Jake, man. That means a lot to me. So why are we mentioning Obama and Biden? That's called moving the goalpost. You're talking to them, I'm assuming, right? You got nothing better to do, Shin. This guy on the phone, anti-Italian, because that's going to piss me off. Oh, who the fuck knows? Probably they're all anti-something. Biden, the guy that rode a bicycle backwards and crashed. No, he fell off a bike. You just made up the rest of that. And by the way, DJ, when you ride a bike, you might fall. Donald Trump couldn't get his fat ass on a bike if he tried. And if he did, he would crush the fucking bike. Are you kidding me? Joe Biden, as old as he was still exercising every day like every other president we ever had. Whereas Trump has literally said he doesn't believe in exercise because he thinks we're all born with like a finite amount of energy. And when you exercise, you deplete that energy. That's what Trump said. So Trump walks around, actually drives around chasing a ball. Trump could never get on a bike. Imagine what would happen if he tried. Biden couldn't walk in sand. Yeah, most people can't. Sand is a motherfucker. I mean, what do you mean? Guys, you could try to listen. I'll show you more. Watch.
The president of Venezuela called the strike on the boat illegal. Are you concerned that Maduro might escalate something?
No, what's illegal are the drugs that were on the boat and the drugs that are being sent into our country, and the fact that 300 million people died last year from drugs. That's what's illegal.
300 million people died last year from drugs, says President Trump. What's wrong with that statement? What's wrong with that statement? 300 million. Yeah, man. 300 million. What's wrong with that statement? You just prove how much TDS you have every time you say something bad about him. No. It makes me look educated. Leslie, I'm going to tell you how uneducated you are. You fucking retards, okay, have literally been convinced by Trump and Fox News that anything negative said about Trump is TDS, when in fact, the guy has more negative things that can be said about him than any president in American history. He's a lifelong cheater. He's lied, he's stolen, done everything he could to enrich himself in life. He's cheated on every wife he's ever had. He's been sued for racism. He's fucking been accused of sexual assault 28 fucking times. He was found civilly liable for raping E. Jean Carroll. He was convicted of 34 felonies. He was impeached twice. No, it's you prove your lack of intelligence when you use the same phrase TDS, which of course, in my opinion, means tremendous dick syndrome. And I am a victim of that. But then again, it's done well for me in my life. TDS is a stupid thing to say. And it was coined by a pedophile. Justin Eichhorn, I believe is his name. Yeah. Pedophile came up with Trump derangement syndrome. And of course, you guys go around repeating the words of a pedo. You're too stupid to fight back in an argument. So you just say, TDS. That's it. I mean, it's like a tap out. It's like, oh, I can't possibly debate you, so I'll just say you're mentally ill somehow. Meanwhile, Trump has admitted that was his goal from the beginning. He knew there was going to be so much dirt about him. He had to discredit anybody who actually told you about any of it. So he convinced you everything negative about Trump is fake news. And if anybody says anything bad in any other situation, well, they're just mentally ill. They have TDS. Leslie, you can call me right now and debate me. If you guys had any balls at all, you would do it. And if you don't have balls, you shouldn't be saying I'm uneducated because you're afraid to debate me. So 315 million total. Yeah, wrong. You really think 315 million people died? You know that we only have 340 million in the country, right? And in the entire world in 2024, which is when he was talking about, 62 million people died of all causes. He just said 300 million people died in America here. That's your guy who doesn't have dementia. Trump has fallen upstairs, didn't hear MAGA make a peep. That's because Fox don't show them that. They didn't see it. He just did it like a couple of weeks ago. He shit himself in the Oval Office. I mean, no. We fall into some believe that a 500-year-old man built an ark after God flooded the earth and killed everybody, and 2 of each species were on this ark, like, you know, elephants were on there with like flies, and bunny rabbits, and lions and tigers were on there with squirrels and shit. Yeah, and that worked. Yeah, none of them ate each other or anything. Snake, you believe in a virgin birth. We didn't fall into anything, guys. You did. Guys, do me a favor. Please hit the like button and subscribe. It's very, very important. Yeah, he wasn't, first of all, because he was talking about Venezuela bringing drugs into America. But in the entire world, look, that was in 2025. He said that. He said last year, so 2024, 62 million people died of all causes. Drugs, cancer, car crashes, disease, every kind of disease. Hello?
Hello, man. Look, I'm not a bagger. I think you put me in time out by mistake. I was talking about these bagger idiots, man.
Oh. No, I hear you. Listen.
But it's good. Look, I enjoy the streams, bro.
No, I appreciate it, man. Hit me up another time because I just want to do debates right now. Otherwise, people will leave.
Oh, I know. That's why I ain't going to hold you.
All right. Thanks, brother. Peace. Sounds like a funny dude. Trump is a worthless sack of shit. He is. Biden also rode a bike almost every year since he's 5, and Trump just can't at all built like a giant clown. Yeah, exactly. Watch Trump drink water. Oh, he drinks it like this. So ridiculous. Do you do the same thing for the Dems, pointing out their evils and misspoke thing Dems do too? Wow. Misspoke? Yeah, anything they do wrong, I call out. Yeah, but you got to tell me what they've done wrong. They're pussies, I'll tell you that much. No, they have no logic whatsoever. Biden helped the human traffickers become billionaires. Oh, yeah? How do you do that? 3 times Biden fallen just walking upstairs to the airplane. Yeah, and Trump has been, I have videos of Trump getting lost when coming off of Air Force One and not being able to find his giant limousine, the beast that's right in front of him. So a Marine has to grab him and literally walk him to his car. I saw just a few months ago, he was in Asia at some event. He was walking around a ballroom. He kept getting lost. The woman had to keep grabbing him by his sleeve and dragging him around. I've seen him get lost on stage tons of fucking times. I've seen him fall up the stairs. I saw him walk down a ramp. Do you remember that? And he was holding on for dear life, afraid he was going to fall. You guys, you only see what Biden does. Let me see. Yeah, well, it was a stupid thing to say, but I know what he means. He means it would be in your best interest if you're black to vote for him. And I mean, why wouldn't it? Donald Trump is essentially a white supremacist. So what he said makes perfect sense. He just worded it, in a very dumb way. This is what politics have come to, bitching about 2 ass dudes on how they speak or said. Everyone is so blinded by everything else that is going on around them because of it. What the fuck? Never convicted of rape. No, found civilly liable for it. And the judge said that's the equivalent of being found guilty of rape in a criminal court. So, same thing. Same thing. And he would have been convicted if the statute of limitations still applied. He would have been. He pardoned Honduran ex-premier because he paid him off. Yeah, the guy brought in 500 tons of cocaine into this country. He was convicted in front of a U.S. jury and sentenced to 45 years, and Donald Trump pardoned him for a few bucks, CZ, the CEO of Binance, he got Trump $2 billion, even though he pleaded guilty to all his crimes. He got Trump $2 billion in his company, invested into his company, and Trump pardoned him. Yep. Sick, isn't it, Matt? I ask some of these guys, like, I know people that support Trump, and it's like, man, how the fuck do you pick up your kids at night? Like, how do you even, I don't know. How do you live with yourself? Jesus. Trump shit himself on live TV today. Fox had to cut away. I believe it. He does it all the time. This is so deceiving. Shame on you. No, it isn't, Frank. Oh, God, Frank Piccolo. Oh, God, man, why? What happened to Italian people? I swear to God, man, the Italian people I grew up around were street smart. What has happened to Italians in this country? Why is it again that Italians like Donald Trump? Because I'm Italian. I don't like Donald Trump. I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about, Rusty Strings? Your mindset is mentally insane. That's a stupid way to say it. Why don't you call me up and debate me right now and see what happens? Oh, I don't think you even believe. Oh, 100%. I believe it 100%. The guys, there's proof of it. The guy, if you're talking about him being a chomo or Satan, I don't know, but he's pure evil. It's not about illegal immigration. What so many are completely unable to see is what they're importing software from Gaza genocide into America. Oh. Let me see. Your best interest. Well, I would never spell it you-are. I'm not 13. Jesus, as a grown man. Against with you thinking you know, you mean again with you thinking you know better. That reason I will never vote for mob rule. Oh, you voted for it. You ever see January 6th? Listen, bro, you don't know what's in your best interest. You always need Democrats to save your ass. You don't know it, but you don't know what's in your own best interest. You voted for a guy who despises you, a guy who would never shake your hand unless there was a camera there to take a picture of it. And even that's only when he's running for office. A guy who fucking thinks nothing of you, who's walked all over people like you his entire fucking life to get where he is. He's a rapist. He's a pedophile. If that's in your own best interest, then you're probably a rapist and a pedophile too. But it's not. Believe me, you guys, sorry, regulars. You guys live in red states, okay? And you keep voting Republican. And these states are the worst in healthcare. They're the worst in education, highest in poverty, and you keep voting Republican, and you stay stupid, sick, and poor. And you wonder why. It's because for like 50 years you've been voting against your own best interests. Yeah, no, I saw the whole video, which he was not doing. God, Brit King, you have to understand that Fox News fools you guys on a regular basis with shit like that. In the actual video, there was people standing right outside the frame that Fox showed you. In the full video, you see the people standing right there. They cut the video short so you wouldn't see that. So it looks like he's shaking hands with the air. It's just like when they showed a video of him where he gets out of his limo and then there's like Macron and other world leaders there. And he's like, he turns around and walks away from the crowd and he's like staring off into the distance. Then he's looking down and he's talking. They cut off what was going on over here and they just showed you that. So it looked like he was just staring off in the distance and then mumbling to himself. Well, when you look at the whole video, you'll see that he was talking to a fucking paratrooper that was on the ground fucking around with his parachute. So you guys get fooled by a lot of that shit, man. You guys get fooled by a lot of that shit. You're very susceptible to nonsense. You are. You could be fooled by a shiny object. You know, look.
And I left Louisiana and I went to Puerto Rico and I met with the president of the Virgin Islands. These are people that are incredible people. They've suffered gravely and we'll be there. We're going to be there.
Yeah, he's the president of Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. He just doesn't know that.
3 and 4. We're scheduled to be at 4%, which is pretty amazing because we have a deadhead Fed hair. I mean, this guy, the head of the Federal Reserve.
Deadhead Fed hair. Guys, please hit the like and subscribe and throw a super chat into the mix. I'd appreciate it.
I think you should take a cognitive test like I did. I took a cognitive test and I aced it. Dr. Ronnie Johnson, does everyone know Ronnie Johnson, congressman from Texas? He was the White House doctor. How good did Elise Stepanek do? You know, we've endorsed Dr. Oz. We've endorsed JP, right? JD Mandel. and he's doing great. Jimmy Connors is good. These are all still happening.
Mike Bolton, John Bolton is here. Mike Bolton, as you know, is in Russia. And there was progress today. I look forward to solving it.
Thank you, Steve.
It was Trump's fault. It's always Trump's fault. Can it ever be like Rick Gates' fault? I mean, it's always Trump's fault, Rick.
By the way, they never report the crowd on January 6th. You know, Nikki Haley, you know, did you know they destroyed all of the information, all of the evidence, everything, deleted and destroyed all of it, because of lots of things. Like Nikki Haley is in charge of security. We offered her 10,000 people. We have some of our great business leaders and leaders, period, right behind.
All right, that video is actually 3 minutes long, but oh God. Let me see. Were you critical about Joe Biden? You know they've been trying to take down Trump for a long time, but you say Fox News is not the only news. The left is walk news. Was there? And so why is, what the fuck, Eddie? Oh my God, your last name is Aravalo? And you're, wait a minute, you Italian or Spanish? What are you? Either way, you're stupid for supporting Trump. But critical about Joe Biden, about what? What should I have criticized Joe Biden about? Tell me. I'm curious. It is. I got the dementia video. I could play that then too. Yeah. I really hope the next person the United States elects is under the age of 60. Yeah, I know. I don't know, man. Culture wars, that's why. You put anybody, it didn't have to be Trump. If anybody would have stood up and said Mexicans are rapists, all these dickheads would have been voting for him. You know what I mean? That's it. It's about his rhetoric. It's not even about him. Trump is embarrassing. These people, they call like other politicians clowns. Meanwhile, Trump is literally like a bleach blonde 80-year-old man who wakes up every day and covers himself in orange makeup. I mean, no, I didn't hear it yet. No. Yeah, that's completely untrue. And if you believe that, you should definitely get a lobotomy. I've been using logic this whole show, and you could call in and debate me. You know that, right, Richard? Yeah, I know, right? I know. Walk News is the best news. Yeah, what was that? What were you trying to say? Fake? Yeah, Fox News is the real news. The rest of it is fake. Yeah, sure. Yeah, well, listen, whether he was or not, we don't know that. I'll tell you one thing, though. I know for a fact a lot of the shit Fox News showed you is bullshit to make him look that way. But I could show you video after video of Trump out of his mind.
And my stupid people, when I wanted to refute it, they said, sir, don't dignify it with a rebuttal.
Have you been noticing peculiar behavior recently in someone you know?
Carried out by rape.
Someone who mixes fiction and reality?
The late, great Hannibal Lecter. He's a wonderful man.
Perhaps someone of advanced age you have known for years.
Did you just see Maduro, Venezuela? It's unbelievable, Venezuela.
Of course, we all have our goofs. But consistently odd behavior can be a sign of frontotemporal dementia, a degenerative disease of the frontal and temporal lobes of the brain that dramatically impairs cognitive function. And there are some key signs to look out for, like slurring words.
The failing New York Times by anonymous, really anonymous.
Struggling to find the correct words is another sign.
The Mueller report, I wish, covered the oranges of the investigation.
You may also notice someone veering into incoherent ideas, detached from reality.
You know what I'd do if there was a shark or you get electrocuted? I'll take electrocution every single time. I'm not getting near the shark.
Or an inability to complete simple sentences.
Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat.
Other notable symptoms include impaired motor function, such as a wavering limb, and decreased balance, often accompanied by a signature lean or arched stance. If someone you know is demonstrating several or all of these symptoms, they are seriously unwell. As a matter of safety, they must be relieved of critical responsibilities and disqualified from any position of authority. Remember, frontotemporal dementia is a degenerative disease. Cognitive function will never return and will only deteriorate further. Don't ignore the signs.
You can't say shit. Look at Biden. You don't say shit. Wrong. The day after that debate, I came right out. I did a fucking show and I said, this dude needs to drop the fuck out already. He's not mentally capable of this. Although now, you're not going to believe this. You ready? Right now, Trump is the president. So forgive me if I'm not worried about a guy who's not president anymore, because he's not president anymore. You know what I mean? Like, worrying about what Biden's doing now is like, why don't we just have a conversation about, I don't know, Nixon? Let's talk about how demented he was. You know, I mean, what the fuck does one thing have to do with the other? There's one guy who's president right now, so why wouldn't we be talking about him? And by the way, yeah, again, a lot of what you guys saw is bullshit. I mean, guys, do you want to see something? I mean, you know, let me show you something. You guys are so easily manipulated. I swear to God, there's not a fucking, you got to have an IQ of 63, and that's all of you combined. Hold on. I'm going to show you something from 2024. 2024.
It's wrong, and I'm ending it. Buy America has been the law of the land since the 1930s. Past administrations, including my predecessor, including some Democrats as well in the past, failed to buy America. Not anymore. On my watch, federal projects that you fund, like helping build American roads, bridges, and highways, will be made with American products and built by American workers. Creating good-paying American jobs. And thanks to our CHIPS and Science Act, the United States is investing more in research and development than ever before. During the pandemic, a shortage of semiconductors, chips, that drove up the price of everything from cell phones to automobiles. And by the way, we invented those chips right here in America. Well, instead of having to import them, private companies are now investing billions of dollars to build new chip factories here in America, creating tens of thousands of jobs. Many of those jobs paying $100,000 a year and don't require a college degree.
See, Fox News knows how to manipulate you, man. They show you, they're very selective. They pick any little fuck up, or they edit videos. They manipulate videos to make you think something that's not happening is really happening. Meanwhile, that's from 2024. And if Donald Trump would have even tried to pronounce half of those words, okay, he would have gotten frustrated and left the stage. Somebody else would have had to come up and do the speaking, Stephen Miller or somebody. Yeah, I know. Like Trump. Yeah, I know. He shits in his pants. He drags his right leg. You guys see him now? And they've already figured out he wears a catheter. He's all fucked up, Trump. I mean, he's got the spots on his hands. The cankles are this big. He's dying. So should we just forget Clinton is clearly in the files and more like him? But oh no, that's old news now. So ignore that. No, I always bring up the Clintons in there. Clinton is accused of one of the same crimes as Trump, literally, like they raped the same girl together. You say more like him. Well, who? Tell me who, other than Clinton. I'm waiting. Tell me who else is in the files. Democratic politicians that were accused of pedophilia. Tell me. I'm waiting for you. Okay? But yes, is that less important than the current president of the United States? Yes. Everybody, by definition, is less important than the president of the United States, not just when it comes to the Epstein files. Do you understand? So when you're talking about something like that, it's more important to talk about the current guy than past presidents. You could talk about them all, but you guys will do the opposite. You'll sit here and talk about Ashley Biden's diary, even though she herself debunked it, but you won't talk about Donald Trump being accused multiple times of being a chomo, so to speak. Maybe the header should say Trump is evil beyond comprehension. All right, I'll do that for the next one. Your left-wing liberal news edits Trump's speeches and splices words together that are 52 minutes apart. Completely untrue. I think the Dems are... You're talking about one thing with the BBC? Gotcha. I think the Dems are the real Nazis, hating whites and Jews, gun control, worship, the government, censorship, political violence, propaganda, pro-segregation. Pro-segregation? What year are you living in, Richard? You know that the Republicans now are the party of like racism, right? And propaganda, you call it propaganda because you're too stupid to, actually know it's true. Political violence, the overwhelming majority of political violence is committed on the right. That's a fact. You can look it up right now. Government censorship, no. Donald Trump, so far, the other night he stopped an interview from being aired with James Tallarico because he was afraid the guy would say things about him. He stopped it on Stephen Colbert's show. He already got Stephen Colbert fired. He got Jimmy Kimmel taken off the fucking air for picking on him temporarily with Jimmy Kimmel anyway. He goes after anybody who says a bad word. If it's a news network, he threatens their broadcast licenses. If it's a journalist, he takes away their press pass. Nobody has committed more censorship than Donald Trump. Gun control, I've been hearing you guys talk about it for decades, but I haven't seen any. I remember the assault weapons ban in the 90s. That was George H.W. Bush. I remember that. I remember Trump banning, what do you call them, bump stocks. I remember that. And I remember him saying recently that you don't have the right to carry a gun and go to a protest, even though those are your First and Second Amendment rights. As far as hating whites and Jews, nobody hates whites, you dipshit. That's just what Fox News has convinced you of. We hate you, MAGA, regardless of what color you are. I don't care what color you are. If you're MAGA, if you support a pedophile, I hate you. As far as Jews, Elon Musk is the guy that threw up the Heil Hitler twice, right? Donald Trump is the one whose wife reported that he keeps a copy of Mein Kampf on his nightstand, right? Okay, it's literally the party of the Nazis, the Republican Party. You say we don't like Jews because we don't support a genocide. You're an idiot, okay? So just thought I'd tell you that. Carl Grimes, $5. Many MAGA believe the earth is flat. Why? Because they're brain dead. Trump is number one with stroke patients and people with TBI. No shit. You are not kidding. He made fun of people with TBI too, man. I wish I still had that clip up here. I'd play it. What he said about our veterans that suffered from traumatic brain injuries, how he said, oh, what? Because they had headaches and he made fun of them. Despicable, man. Despicable. All right, guys. Well, listen, I appreciate the support. Hit the like and subscribe, please. I have to go do one of my other live streams now because it's scheduled for 6 o'clock. So I will see you next time. Have a good Thursday night and a good weekend. Peace.